Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Move Me Back series. Today I'm here with a very special young lady. I'm here with Mila and we're going to be talking about your journey in Ghana, business, all of it, everything. I want to know everything. Like, you're not allowed to hold back anything.
Everything.
Everything. Okay. We're going to get to know you today.
Okay.
Okay, so first of all, are you Ghanaian?
No, I'm not Ghanaian, so I'm Nigerian and my mom is from Senegal.
Really?
So my dad is from Nigeria and my mom is from Senegal. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So you know this is Ghana, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how are you here?
Because I came here for vacation and then I just kept coming back.
Really?
Just kept coming back, yeah.
Okay, that's really interesting.
Kept coming back, yeah. So that's kind of like how I got to be a resident of Ghana.
Right. Oh, you have your residency?
No. But,
oh, okay.
Well, it's in the process, yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, so you're not joking?
Yeah. Well, I have a business, so I have to be some type of like solidified here.
Yeah. Sure. Okay, so then why not Nigeria or Senegal? Why Ghana?
Well, because I told the whole story. So I don't know if your followers follow like, excuse me, other podcasters, but I've told the story on Brittany in Africa. Mm-hmm. Told the story on Jay Cameron multiple times. So basically, I came to Ghana for the first time. Mm-hmm. Met a guy, ended up coming back for him. I ended up opening my spa. When my spa got open and started running, we ended up breaking up. So I decided to stay and start a new life here, even though I broke up with my old partner.
So you moved for love?
I did.
Oh.
I did.
Oh, wow.
I did. Okay. But it didn't work out, so. But I decided to stay. So most people like go home.
Yeah.
I decided to stay.
Wow. Yeah. Okay, that's very interesting. Wow, you have an interesting story.
Yeah.
I like it. So you've been here, okay, so how long ago did you break up with your partner and you've been here ever since?
Okay, so I came to Ghana first time ever, December 2020. We broke up November 2021. Mm-hmm. And that's when I decided, like, I went home when we broke up and I had made this like decision that I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna just live there and run my business. And so ever since November 2021, I've been in Ghana running my business.
Wow.
Single.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what's your business? There's a reason that I looked and asked a question like that. What's your business?
So, I'm the founder and owner of Nadi Bruja Yoni Bar. And so this is a vagina bar. Vagina spa.
It's a vagina bar, guys.
I don't know what we can and cannot say.
Okay, but go for it. Go for it.
So this is a vagina bar, vagina spa. We do everything for the vagina. We wax, we do yoni steaming, we do vajacials.
Oh, you do waxing as well.
Yeah, waxing, yoni steaming, vajacials, smoke bath. Smoke bath is called Duhan, and it's from South Sudan, but we do all of that.
You said you do it.
Duhan. It's Duhan is a smoke bath from South Sudan, and it's supposed to like make you have a new vagina again, basically, naturally.
Okay. You said something you do. You said, oh, I've missed it now. You said you do vagina something like bedazzle.
Vajacial?
Yes. What?
Oh, so vajacial is a vagina facial.
Okay.
A vagina facial, like a vajacial. Yeah. So we do vajacials. I actually was doing one last night. Yeah. So it's a facial for your vagina.
So what does it do? It just makes it look clean and pretty?
Yeah. So like most women, they get like ingrown hairs. They get little mini bumps and stuff. And a lot of women get hyperpigmentation, which is like a discoloration of your skin on your vagina. Same thing that happens to your face when you have discoloration. Right. You get it on your vagina. So vajacials help you get your vagina to one color. And they also help minimize the amount of ingrown hairs that you guys get, that you will get on your vagina. Yeah.
Wow.
And it just makes your vagina look pretty.
Okay.
So we take it the inside and the outside.
Wow. So how did you get into this particular
like vagina whole thing?
I love that she's so relaxed about it. She's like, you talking about vagina? Vagina?
That's like my favorite word because I say it so much.
Right.
I probably say vagina like 2,000 times a day. Maybe that's like on the downside. So I'm very comfortable. So how I got into it, I had fibroids. At 23, I had fibroids, right? Lived in Miami. Discovered some like, I'm very spiritual. So a lot of people, it kind of is I'm probably a little weird to them because like the name of my spot is called Nadi Bruja, and Bruja means witch in Spanish.
Oh.
Right, so it throws a few people off if they don't know like the meaning. But I'm very spiritual, so I love to go to botanicas whenever I'm in like high spiritual cities. And so to me, Miami is one of those cities because it has Florida water, right?
Okay.
And the ocean it's called Florida water because that ocean, particularly in Miami, it meets all the oceans in the world.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
So, to make a long story short, I discovered a botanica in Miami, and she had these yoni steam packs with herbs, right? And I asked her like what it was, and she was like, "This is yoni steaming. It's good for this, that. Boom." She said, keyword, fibroids. So I was like, "Oh, I got fibroids," because when I discovered I had fibroids, I was 23, and my mom and we felt like I was too young for surgery.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we felt like, wow, like I shouldn't do it. We should find other alternatives. So when I found this, I felt like it was like God giving it to me.
Yeah.
Basically, found it. She told me take it home and do it. And so I took it home. I did my own like yoni steam. I did it the ghetto way, where you stand over the pot. And you know what I'm saying? You do a little squat and then boom. So I was yoni steaming like that for years.
Really?
Like before I became like legit with it and opened a spa and you know. So that's kind of what happened. I was consistent with the yoni steaming for 6 months. And then I went back to the doctor and I had like naturally shrunk my own fibroids.
Really?
Yes. So it's very possible. So a lot of women have fibroids, but they just go and get it removed.
Yeah.
Like when you get your fibroids removed, it doesn't make the fibroids go away.
Yeah, and I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
They can come back, right?
They can come back. So really and truly, the key to fibroids is like healthy living. Obviously, you know, you do your yoni steaming, but you have to change your life ways in order for them to actually like go. So the fact that I've cleared my own fibroids within 6 months and I still haven't had a fibroid yet, and that was what, I'm 27, that was 23 4 years ago, because I'll be 28 October, almost 5 years ago. So yeah, so once I figured like, oh, that healed me, I could heal other women. And so when I moved to Houston from Miami, I was working with a laboratory. It was so funny because life always make a full circle. I always say this, right? My bosses at the laboratory were Ghanaian. This was before I knew Ghana existed, but I didn't really pay attention to Ghana like that. You know, but this is before Ghana was all hype and everything.
Yes.
So my bosses were Ghanaian. His name was Heindel and her name was Araba, right?
Okay.
So I was testing, it was a cellular, molecular, biological laboratory, which means that we work on infectious diseases, right? I was not a science major, but my friend, she just taught me everything. That's how I got the job.
Wow.
But I worked in the gynecological section. So I'm doing pregnancy tests, I'm doing toxicology, I'm doing serology, which is blood, which is urine. So I'm testing all these things. And so I started learning about the whole reproductive system for women. And that's kind of like where I got my knowledge from. And then I took it, living in Houston, I ordered me some yoni steams from China. And I started selling them out my car. Then I found out, I started selling it out my car. It was so funny because, well, not funny, but it's crazy because I was homeless in Houston. For a certain period of time, I was homeless, right? So I was living in my car, right? So I was going to work at the laboratory, then going to shower at like a friend's house. Like I had an option to go to my grandpa's house, but like he was going through a divorce and his ex-wife was making the environment so uncomfortable. So I decided to be homeless, which was not really like,
okay, I understand, like your who did you say it was
my grandfather?
Yeah. What about your parents or aunties, uncles?
I'm from LA. So my mom live in LA and my dad live in Nigeria.
Oh.
Right. So I moved from so Miami. I was living in Miami, working in Miami. I was working at a car concierge, working with rappers. So I didn't work with like Rick Ross. I didn't work with Trina, Trick Daddy. But I hated it. I hated it because I don't like celebrities.
Right. Okay.
I don't like celebrities because I hated it. So it was so crazy because my boss at the time, his shop, he was running like insurance scams or whatever, and so the shop got closed.
Oh,
it was crazy. So I was out of a job.
Right.
But you know what? I always believe that when something bad happens, it just really forces you to go to that next
100
that next level.
100.
So you got to be grateful for all the bad experiences,
right?
Yeah. So that's what happened. My boss, he kind of got tied up, had to close the company. I'm out of a job. My rent was due. I ain't have the money. So I had a car. So I drove myself to Houston. Went to go stay with my grandpa, right? It was good for like a good 2 months. Then his wife at the time, she started she was robbing him. My grandpa is a veteran. He got all these things, so he getting check after check after check. So she was robbing him. He found out. So it basically turned into this huge fight. They got a divorce. So she was making the living situation really uncomfortable. Right. So I was more comfortable sleeping in my car than I was sleeping at his house.
Wow.
Because of the situation that they were going through. So I just decided to unlock that hustle. And I would still go there, take showers, get whatever I need, but I just felt so comfortable. I'm big on energy. If the energy is not right, I'm going to go where the energy is right.
Right.
So,
but then how did you go from selling that from the back of your car to being in Ghana? I know you said you had a boyfriend, but how did you make that transition?
Yeah, so it's a funny story because once I started selling it in the out of the trunk of my car, it wasn't really a career. It was really just like a hobby. I got this yoni steaming. Yoni steaming is way more popular in America than it is in Africa.
I was going to ask you how receptive people are to it.
And I'm not even saying Africa, because a lot of people be like, it's a continent. Don't speak of it as a country. No, I'm speaking of it as a continent. The country, United States of America, yoni steaming is more popular in that country than it is on this whole continent. So it wasn't that hard to sell because people were like, oh, I heard that. Oh, I'm going to try it. And also, people are more open-minded in America than they are here. So it wasn't that hard to convince people to try it, right? So it was so funny. Came to Ghana for the second time, coming to see my boyfriend at the time, right? And I had a yoni steam pack. I had a couple of them. And I ended up giving them to this girl. She ended up posting it, right? Next thing you know, y'all, they use Snapchat out here? We use Instagram and Twitter in America. But I guess she posted it on her Snapchat. Next thing you know, I had 100+ Snapchat requests.
What?
I still don't know how to use that app, Snapchat. Yeah.
Really?
It was crazy. Yeah. So I was like, oh shit. So I made my my ex at the time. I made him take me to whatever I had left. I sold them, and I was like, oh shit, it's a market. I'm gonna open a spa.
Wow.
And the girl who posted it, she was like, you would make money if you open a spa here. So people would really go.
And have you found that?
So she's right, but it's not Ghanaians.
Yeah. Because even for me, I've never tried it. Would I be open to trying it? Possibly.
Yeah.
But I'd need to really think about it first. I mean, you guys say I'm not Ghanaian, but anyway.
But you Ghanaian. Right?
I'm Ghanaian, but they say I'm not Ghanaian. I'm not Ghanaian enough.
What's the difference?
Because they feel like I don't have enough culture, and I was raised in the West, so I'm not Ghanaian. But anyway, that's a subject for another debate. That's for another day, I guess.
Whoever told you that?
Yeah, so I understand what you're saying. Probably, I guess people from the West will probably be more open to the idea of doing something like that.
Yeah. I mean, because people are more Ghana, the people they have a timid approach to life, right? So everything they do is very scary. If it's not church and if it's not food, they really don't. And really they only try their own food, you know what I'm saying? So it's really they have a timid approach to life. So it's very hard. It's difficult convincing a Ghanaian to come. They'll ask you a million and one questions, but will they come? No. But it's getting better because the more platforms that I speak about my business on, the more people are like, okay, I want to try it. Another thing too is Ghanaians are they're judgmental and they're very afraid of being judged. You get me? So they're I get women who are Ghanaian who want to do it at 8 o'clock at night, and I'm like, girl, I'm tired. Yeah, but I don't want anyone to see me. I don't want to so I have to deal with that. So it's a bit difficult, but the majority of my clientele are foreigners, and I'm not mad at that.
Right, okay. So how was it putting the whole business together? What was your experience of setting up a business here? What was that like?
Okay, so setting up a business in Ghana is like difficult. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's difficult. It's but you know it's possible.
What was the hardest thing for you to do?
Working with the local people is hard. It's miscommunication. It's like they're very like if you're not watching them like scrutinizing everything, which I don't like to do.
Yeah.
Because that means I can only get one thing done. I'm like the queen of multitasking. Like that's what I live for, to multitask, right? So if I have to sit there and I have to watch you, that means that I'm not getting something else done.
Right.
So that's time consuming, right? So you lose a lot of time, right? But it was so funny. I was able to renovate when I bought this space. It looked nothing like this.
Really?
I renovated the whole space. The only thing I did not do was the floor because I was tired. Wow. Like I did the floor. They put towel over mildew. And so I had to pay for somebody. I had to pay the people who put the tile over the mildew. Had to get the mildew. Had to pay somebody to like take the tile up, clean out the mildew, and put the old tile. And I said, forget it. So from everything, I did everything except for the floor.
Wow. And how long did it take you to put everything together?
So 3 months. It was a 90-day process for me.
What? That's
90
fast.
Days. Yeah, I signed the lease. Maybe even less than that. I signed the lease August 3rd, 2021. I was open by October 20th.
Okay.
I was open by October something.
Okay.
I mean, majority of everything was done. But I was able to like open with like small things to do by October.
Okay. So what did your family say about you moving here?
My mom is like, she's like me. She's really, she's one of those like unpredictable people. That's probably where I get it from.
Right.
And so she was like, okay.
Really?
Okay. So at the time, my dad and I were talking. And my dad was like, okay, you in Ghana. Like, he was more, Nigerian dads, they be where the money at. They want to know where the money resides. So he don't care about me living in Ghana. He's talking about you getting married. Where is my dowry?
Right.
Like, where is my money? So, so that happened. But tragedy happened to me as I, like, was building my shop. My only sister, she passed away.
Oh,
Yeah, she passed away at age 30.
What?
From cancer. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really
So,
sorry.
yeah. So I really like.
Did she know she had it?
No, we knew she had it, but like she beat it twice.
Really?
So she went into the hospital for something else and ended up dying. It didn't come.
What?
So her death hit the whole family unexpectedly, and it took a major toll on like the emotional well-being of my father, and so that I had to deal with that, and I'm still kind of dealing with it. But because she's only been dead like a year and some change, so that like it's crazy because I always say like God really do have a way of testing you.
Yeah.
It's like I built this amazing business, but then my sister died, so I'm not even happy. I can't even enjoy it, you know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, I feel like that's a big part of my story. A, because she's my sister.
Yeah.
And then B, because it gave me so much drive. My sister made $1 million in COVID from
What?
Yes, legally from her business. She was a fashion designer.
Really?
Yeah, she was a fashion designer. All the celebrity girls used to wear her clothes. Cardi B, Gabrielle Union.
What?
Like all the girls used to wear her clothes. So even a few girls knew who she was out here. They didn't know she passed because we asked the media to keep it private.
Right.
But yeah, so it took a toll. But it gave me a drive because it's like I'm not doing this for me no more. I'm doing it for her and me and the rest of my family.
Yeah.
So
I understand
definitely.
That must have been really, really hard. I can't imagine.
It still is.
Yeah.
It still is.
I can see that you're a bit emotional.
Yeah, I don't.
You're holding it, girl. You're doing well.
It still is, but like I said, I'm not doing this for me no more. I'm doing it for for all of us.
That's it.
So.
She showed you that she could do something great, so you can do something great. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing that sets you aside. So
definitely
keep going. You're doing really well. I really admire you because, as you said, you're only 27. You've moved to a country that you don't necessarily have technical roots in that you know of, and you're building a business. You're here, even though like your partner, you broke up or whatever, you're still here, and you're still doing it, you're still smiling. So that's more than a lot of people. So you should be really proud of what you're doing. Seriously, you should be really, really proud.
We're going on year 2. We're going on year 2.
You're doing it, yes.
And Ghana will help. It kind of do make you want to give up sometimes, but one thing, like, you got to kind of outweigh the good and the bad.
Yeah.
God listens to prayers on this side of the world faster than any other side of the world. So I rather have that as an advantage and have that in my pocket, that relationship with God. I'm very spiritual. I say spirit, but I know, like, when you say spirit, I know in Ghana people don't really understand spirituality to the extent of how well, like, I'm rooted in it. You know what I'm saying? So I'll just say God, but like your relationship with God is really important on this side because I feel like I'm closer, and I feel like God answers prayers a little bit faster. You get me? But then you deal with the BS that comes with living in a third world country.
It's tough.
It's tough. And you just be like, God damn.
But tell me some of the good things that you like about living here.
Like I said, the good outweighs the bad.
Yeah.
For me, 100%.
I mean, you wouldn't be here otherwise, right?
For me, 100%, the good outweighs the bad. I like that. Okay, so first and foremost, I like the weather, even though it is hot. I love that the sun resides on this side of the world majority of the time.
Yeah.
Because the sun is that direct vitamin D.
Oh yeah,
you know
absolutely.
What I'm saying?
Yep.
I also like the living upon a black renaissance. So the black people outweigh the white people. The black people, I don't know if they outweigh the Lebanese.
No, we do.
No, we do. I'm kidding. We do. I like living amongst my own people, even though you know they might not consider me like African enough because I was born in America. I still like that I'm surrounded around black businesses. I like that I'm surrounded around black hustlers. You see people, whether they selling Bofro water or iPhone chargers on the street, they hustling. You get what I'm saying? So I like that. I like that things are accessible, right? So if I want something, I can easily just call one person and it can be done. You know, you do go through your bullshit, but most things can be done. You know what I'm saying? I like house help. Exactly, right? I like house help. Yes. I like, even though I'm single, I live by myself, I still like to have a little house help.
Of course. Why not?
It makes it that much easier. But I like that. I like living in Ghana, and I like being in Ghana, and I feel like I made it. You know, I come from Los Angeles. I come from a marginalized neighborhood. I'm from South Central LA, but a lot of people like to say that's a Eurocentric term, so I'll say South LA from Leimert Park. I grew up watching friends get killed. I grew up going to parties and they get shot up. I grew up seeing girls fight in the hallway. I grew up where, you know, you got to beat the system. So not only that, we got to beat what we doing to each other. You got to beat what the system is doing to you. So even if you do have money in America, you still black. And being black is a threat. It doesn't change anything. And I don't think people understand that on this side. They feel like because you come from America, you have all these advantages, which in a sense you do, but you don't. Because in Ghana, in Africa, when you see somebody with something, they bought it.
Yeah.
In America, they bought it.
Absolutely.
In America, you got a lot of people rich off credit, which, you know, credit is a hack because you're always in debt.
Exactly.
So what's debt here? You know what I'm saying? So debt is like when I owe you 10,000 cities. So I gotta dodge you. You know what I'm saying? But when you owe somebody $10,000 in America, you gotta dodge Uncle Sam. 'Cause Uncle Sam gonna close your bank account. Uncle Sam gonna take everything you got.
Right.
You know
everything around you.
So it's different.
True. So would you say that as a single person, talking from your own perspective, would you say you need a lot of money to live here?
I would say you do. I ain't gonna lie to you. You do.
What would you say as a single person, how much would be a good amount for you to have? Just roughly. We know it's, you know.
I would say if you save up to, like, it depends on your spending habits too. What you like to eat. You know what? I take that back. Ghana can be expensive and Ghana can be inexpensive. It depends on your lifestyle. You cannot come out here trying to live an American life. You cannot come out here and be wanting to eat. You can. you can totally come out here and do those things, but then it'll be expensive.
Yeah.
So if you didn't financially plan to live that way, then you have to learn how to accommodate without it being so costly. So I would say for a single woman, I'm 27, single, no kids, no man, no pet.
No pet.
Pets are expensive. That's a kid.
Listen.
So I would say if I could generate, like, well, me, I'm a saver. I'm a big time saver. So that plays. See, it really depends on how you look at finances. Because I don't know, because I'm a saver. I gotta keep me at least $2,000 out the month in my savings,
Right.
for me to feel like
You're okay.
I'm
like
okay.
a buffer, right?
Yeah.
Just in case.
And that's a month. So 2,000 times 12 is what, 24K. So you need about another good $1,000 to live off of a month, which is not that expensive, right?
Right.
But then you have that one time a year where you do have bills due. You got that rent is due.
Yeah.
You pay rent once a year here. If you have a car, you need to be able to have a means of transportation.
Right.
Because that's another cost, transportation, whether you're renting a car or taking Uber, it still adds up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you can make, I would say, like $3,000 a month, you can live here comfortably. And then when you come here, have at least like $10,000, maybe even like $15,000 saved up, you can get you a nice, comfortable place, maybe a nice, comfortable car, and then live off of your $3,000 a month, put you up some money, and live off of that. You could be comfortable.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So, what piece of advice would you give to someone in your situation that perhaps wants to move here? It's not quite sure. I mean, what would you say to them?
I would say check out other African countries as well, because Ghana is not for everybody.
Thank you.
It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
And so I hate when people come here and they be complaining this, that. Like, yeah, I complain, but I live here. I put my time in. So I can complain, but you only been here 3 months.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I don't want to hear it. Shut up, because you ain't put your time in. I'm 2 months. I opened the business. They didn't took me through the mud out here. I can complain, but when I hear other people, I'll be like, shut up, grow some skin, like grow some
toughen up
chest.
a bit.
Like,
Yeah.
But it's okay, because Ghana is not for everybody. And if you don't have thick skin, don't come, because they're gonna test you.
Yeah.
I would say for someone who's trying to move out here, I would say definitely do your research. Do your research. Find out, before you come, don't come during December. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Do not come during December and decide that you want to stay here. You need to come on an off-season month.
Oh, definitely.
Yes.
December here is not real.
It's not real.
It's not real life.
It's not a real place.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah.
It's not. So you don't come during December, because that's not a real basically, that's not a real explanation of living in Ghana.
Yes.
Ghana is way more, to me, is way more enjoyable when it's not December.
I hear you.
So
Okay, I think I said that was the last question, but I just want to ask you something very quickly. If you weren't doing this business, what would you be doing?
Shoot, I don't know, because I'm unpredictable. I would probably either I have a really good job. I probably have a really good job, or I would be, I don't even know, what would I be doing if I wasn't in Ghana?
If you were in Ghana here, what would you do?
Oh, if I wasn't doing my business,
Yes.
and I was in Ghana.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll probably be some rich man wife.
Hey, that's a job.
That's a job. I probably somebody rich man wife. I'm serious.
Yes, I hear it.
That's a soft
That's
life.
cool. I think that's a great question to end up with. Yes. So tell me, where can people find you?
So you can find me on Instagram at Naughty Bruja. You gonna write it down? So
I
know
will
to spell it. Okay.
Yeah.
Everything is Naughty Bruja. Instagram, Facebook, Naughty Bruja, and then I'll give her my number. And if you guys want to come get a yoni steam, a smoke bath, if you want to come get a vajay show, where I feel like
we need to see some of this equipment. We'll show it after.
We'll show it. If you want anything, so I make plant-based soaps. So for your vagina, so I make a water-based yoni wash, and I make a soap-based yoni wash. I make plant-based yoni oil, plant-based oil. Yoni scrub, excuse me. So everything is plant-based. I also sell plant-based pads. And I sell,
okay, that's good.
yes, vitamins. And I do sell chlorophyll drops for the vagina, but I believe I'm sold out. But yes, I have everything for your vagina.
Everything. She's the vagina woman. If you're looking for anything, contact the vagina woman.
Yummy Steam Queen.
Oh, it was great speaking to you today. I really appreciate you taking time out for me.
I appreciate you as well.
Thank you.
So basically, I boil the herbs, right? And I put it in a pot. So you have a pack of herbs.
Oh, okay.
You boil them in a pot.
This is like tea, man.
You can drink it. You know, it's
You
so
can?
funny. You can drink it. I don't know how it would taste, but
Yeah. So you drink this and your vagina drinks it.
your vagina drinks it. Right.
Okay.
So, you put it in a pot. Let the pot come to a boil because the herbs are being extracted, right?
Right.
And it's being released like through the steam, right? So you'll put the pot in the center,
Okay.
and then you'll just like sit over it, no underwear, legs open,
Really?
with a rope. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So literally, you just sit with your legs on either side.
Yeah. So like you can sit, you can try.
I have a skirt. Someone.
No,
like-
everything. You're good.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, see. Okay.
Yeah.
And how long do you have to sit here for?
Depends. So like I have the fibroid and cyst one. That one you sit for 45 minutes, I believe. The regular woman's got one is just 30 minutes. You can do 10, 10, 10, or 2, 15. And then like I have 40, 20. That one you want to sit on for 40 minutes. Smoke bath you sit on for an hour. It just
So does it
depends.
get hot?
Oh, yeah, very hot.
Really?
Very hot.
Does it feel really? What does it feel like? Does it feel like clean? Does it feel tingly? What does it feel like?
Good.
It's like, it feels good.
Feels good. No, honestly, the smoke bath does feel a little like you feel a sensation. Some women it turns some women on. Some women are like, "Whoa, what's going on?" Like,
Really?
you know, it's really interesting. But for
Right.
the yoni steam one, it feels hot, like a steam.
Yeah.
And it's very moist. So you feel a little bit more wet inside.
Okay.
And then you can go home and get your freak on. And you'll be more wet than usual.
Really?
Yeah, so it definitely helps with like.
So it actually cleans you.
Yeah, so after you do your first session, it's usually normal to see a little bit of discharge. You see a little bit like maybe your mucus or bacteria that was stuck in your uterus, because that's what it does. It pulls on your on the bacteria. It helps it to be released, and it pulls that mucus out. So the one that you have in your hand, that's womb recovery. That one is really aggressive because it's to help women who's like gone through some type of womb trauma.
Right.
Like womb trauma could be like rape or an abortion or a hysterectomy. So we go through these natural, our body goes through these processes and it sends a shock to our uterus. And then that's why diseases, they come from trauma, basically. Because when you sit with heartbreak too long, it turns into a fibroid. Right. Or you sit with stress too long, it turns into endometriosis. Or if you overwork yourself and you're always working, that's why a lot of single moms, they suffer from PCOS, because that happens when you work too much.
Yeah.
You start to get PCOS.
Right.
So everything that happens in your womb is a direct correlation of what happened to you emotionally. That's why we offer, like for our Sacred Women's Team, we offer free therapy. We offer a free therapy session because that's like, you have to work through your emotional trauma in order to get healthy, physically healthy. So everything has everything to do with each other. So your emotions have everything to do with your physical body. And that's how it goes.
I see.
Yeah.
So like, say if you had, for example, a yeast infection, is this something that would be good for it?
So I wouldn't let you, if you are having an active yeast infection, I wouldn't let you sit on the pot. But I would give you some stuff to work, like some herbs to help you clear out the yeast infection. And then once you're clear, then you can come sit on the pot.
Right.
But when you're consistent with your yoni steams, you don't usually get yeast infections. It's been like 10 years since I've had a yeast infection.
Wow.
It's been like, what, 10 years?
And let's just say yeast infections are nothing to be embarrassed about.
It's normal.
That can happen. It's not
A bathing suit.
Yeah, right. Something being too tight.
Yeah.
It can happen. Yeah.
A bathing suit can happen, or you just drank too much beer.
Yeah.
Because yeast infection is just
It's a hormone unbalance, right?
it's an overload of yeast in your body.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're constantly eating, it's also a lot to do with your diet. Everything has everything to do with your diet, right?
Yeah.
If you're constantly eating a lot of bread and stuff, it can make you have a yeast infection because it's yeast in bread, right?
Yeah.
Just like with BV, BV is the imbalance of the good and bad bacteria in your body, right? So when you have BV, that means you have more bad bacteria than you have good bacteria.
Right.
You want to be at a balance. Your whole body is pH balanced, and your vagina is pH balanced. And so you want your body to have just enough bad bacteria and just enough good bacteria in order to have a stable system.
I get you. Cool.
Yeah.
Learned something today. We've all learned something today, huh? Thank you. That's cool.
No problem.
That's yours. Lovely. So guys, please go ahead, find her on Instagram, contact her, ask her all the questions that you need to ask. Come check out the place. I'm sure you'll find out things that you never knew existed before. So come check her out for sure. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Don't forget to also like, comment and share this video. Until next time, I am out. Nuti Vafa.